How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the best trading channel on YouTube. I hope you're all having a great day. It's Tuesday, July 14th, so let's talk capital. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and start with the S&P 500 here. I know we missed yesterday's trading, and the reason why I did that is because I'm gonna sit out the whole week this week, and I'm gonna explain to you guys why. And it has to do with the news that came out yesterday, where the governor of California, Gavin Newsom, decided to shut down all indoor activities, bars, gyms, barbershops, all that fun stuff for undisclosed period of time. He hasn't even said that yet. So as soon as that news dropped, I decided I'm just gonna stay sidelined because, as we remember, last time that happened, this whole deal happened. I'm not trying to be part of that. So I'm gonna go ahead and stay sidelined for the week, just kind of see how these markets develop. And it kind of just makes sense right now because most markets that we look at are kind of just stuck in a range right now, and I'm not trying to be trading a range. I want to trade a breakout. Most markets are setting up for a breakout, and that's what we're going to discuss today. Before we do that, make sure you drop a like, hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, and tick that notification bell so you can stay up to date. But saying all that, basically this dump that we did experience yesterday because of that whole shutdown situation. Basically, we had a situation going on right now that we did same situation we have going right now. We had going on yesterday. Market opened yesterday and gapped up to resistance, and looked like we were gonna get a break of that. And basically, what happened is our communist governor came out and decided that screw everyone's well-being, screw everyone's money. We got to screw everyone in every way, shape, form possible, right? So decided to shut the government down. Shut the economy down basically again. And I want to see how this develops. Okay, now I expect us to slowly push above this, as we're seeing with the current situation unfolding. We did gap up again, and again, the beautiful thing here is this: as we're approaching this level of resistance now, we're seeing volume climb consistently, which is a good thing. Okay, now what we need to do is we need to close above 32.30. Okay, once we get a daily close above 32.30, we've pretty much eliminated this local top here, and we're ready for a push up to the medium point of this channel, which would basically mark the gap that we have here. And this gap is basically our final level of resistance before we go to set a new all-time high on the S&P 500. So I'm going to go ahead and stay sidelined for this week on stocks. I'm just going to keep you guys up to date with what's going on. I'm not going to be touching these things. I'm just going to wait and see. And gold, we're on 4 hour there. If we go daily here, gold's looking very nice. It's kind of just playing the formation that we've been playing with this. Once we broke above the resistance, we're just confirming now. Okay, I've already made my plays in this low range. Made some quick bucks here last night, and I'm waiting now. I've gotten out, and again, for the same reasons as I'm not touching stocks, I've gotten out and I'm waiting for this top to break. Once the top breaks, we're pretty much primed for 1828 and most likely beyond. Okay, most important thing to keep a lookout on for gold is this: if we can manage to close this weekly candle above the wick of the previous wick, a week wick of the previous week. Okay, so if we can close above that wick, we're gonna push for that level. And if we can manage to close the week at that level, we're going to be in very, very good shape. Okay, as until then, I expect us to kind of just have small little moves here. I don't expect us to go for that just yet, but again, a lot of things can change with the amount of news that we get nowadays. A lot of things can change a lot of quickly, so we're just going to keep our eye on it. As of right now, just waiting for gold to set up. Before I go into Bitcoin real quick, let's jump into some of these independent stocks here. So Amazon seeing a nice reversal finally after this major break of this. You know, we broke above 2450, and since then we've just been on a ride, right? We went all the way up as high as 33.45, which is incredible. So it's about time for Amazon to reset. On a reset here, give me 1 second. Let's go ahead and take the volume off the chart so we can get a better idea of what's going on here. Yeah, if I was to drop a trend line, realistically, what I'm looking at is something like that. That's short term. You don't really have a long term trend line on this. You can't really put something like that. But if you were to put it, right, that's where I would put that. I mean, that's basically the trend lines we're looking at on Amazon. I guess you could no. This is more short term. This is more long term. The higher the slope, the more likely it will break. So if we don't hold this, we will come down here, which is very healthy, to be completely honest. If we go on weekly, you're going to notice how it's very healthy for a pullback into the high 29, I mean, so high 2000, even 2600 to like 2900 is very healthy for Amazon to pull back. There's nothing bearish about that happening. Okay, that's Amazon. Apple looking much more nice than Amazon. Oh, that's weekly. Well, let's go daily. Daily, you saw the rejection from yesterday, but again, oh wow, yesterday it actually did push above $400, so that's very nice. Almost pushed above $400, but today getting all that, most of that done from yesterday back. Netflix looking about the same, looking very nice here. Google is looking very nice, guys. Google finally broke all-time high that was set over here in February of 2020. We finally broke out. Okay, now yes, we did get a rejection, but obviously that is to be expected and nothing out of the normal. Okay, so we did break it. I was waiting for Google to break here because out of all the FANG stocks, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, and Google was one of the lagging ones here. It did not get a break above all-time high until just yesterday or the prior day. Sorry. So this is good for Google. If you're a shareholder or if you're just a fan of Google, very positive news for Google. Did finally set an all-time high, and this has a more distinct uptrend going like this. So Google is set. Any pullback basically back into this 1400 1500 level should be bought, no problem. Low 14 to high 1400 should be bought. Okay, Microsoft looking very good. Possible pullback to previous all-time high at about $192 would be very healthy, and be looking for more buys there. We looked at Apple, we looked at Netflix. What are we looking at? Tesla here, guys. Wow, Tesla just continuously outperforming everything, right? We had a moonshot here to 1800, and again, with that news yesterday, it caused it to come back down, but we're just bouncing here again. I'm probably looking to push higher here. One interesting nugget of news that I did read on Tesla was, I think it was a Market Watch article. I wish I had saved it to show you guys, but I didn't, unfortunately. But the article said that 10,000 day traders a day are buying stocks in Tesla. That is incredible. That just shows you the level of FOMO. And if you don't know FOMO, it means fear of missing out. The level of FOMO in the market for Tesla. People just think that if they don't buy now, they're never going to buy again because it's just going to go so much higher. And we have different analysts and different institutions constantly raising their price predictions for Tesla. So before it was 1500, now most institutions have it at like 2300. So Tesla is looking nice. Look, if you're looking to invest in a company that is breaking the mold of the industry and is going to be a front runner in the decade to come, Tesla is definitely it. Tesla is definitely it. Okay, in the next 10 years, these guys are going to explode. Okay, they're just going to explode and they're going to take off, and this stock is going to be worth somewhere around $4,000 or $5,000 a share at minimum. Okay, Nvidia looking nice. Most of these chart patterns are looking the same, basically climbing back into the losses of yesterday. PayPal has just been ranging here after having an explosive up move. So basically any pullback, for some reason, if we were to pull back to $139 to $129 should be bought, no questions. Disney still in a short-term uptrend, and from there, not much reason to go into much of these. Two things that I do want to talk about here is this, though. We did have bank earnings coming out and still coming out this week. JP Morgan was one of the guys who came out. I haven't looked at their numbers, but we're just going to look at the chart here. And looks like we are putting in a daily bottoming formation with 3 bottoms here, first, second, and third. Also setting in a nice uptrend here. So this is our uptrend here, and we're bouncing and obviously squeezing between the 200 moving average here, which in a line right now would come down like this, right? But as we continue to move up, it'll stabilize. We're basically squeezing between the 200 and the moving of Jesus Christ. We're basically squeezing between the 200 moving average and the uptrend. So I expect this to range again between that $108 level to basically $90, well, what's the lowest we can go here? $94 level, unless something major happens, which is good. This is consistent growth for JP Morgan. Bank of America looking exactly the same here. If you want, well, we can just drop that trend line to show you guys, and 200 moving average trend line just squeezing in that area. And if we go into the S&P 500 financial sector, you guys can see that the situation is the same, just squeezing, although the uptrend is a little more pronounced here. So financial sectors are looking a lot better today than they did before, which is a positive thing. It means that they're slowly catching back up to the general economy, the Nasdaq, S&P 500, and Dow Jones, which is a good thing. We want all these things to be going in a relatively same direction. It makes the move more powerful. And to finish it up here, let's go ahead and check in on Bitcoin. Bitcoin did see a move down to our trend line that we've been beating to death here, both figuratively and realistically. And we did get a bounce again, and we're about to close in 23 minutes. And if we close the way we are as of now, we are going to close a hammer coming off of this trend line again. We're going to have 1, 2, 3 major hammer candles coming in at major support levels, coming in on the downtrend here, coming in here on the uptrend, and again on the uptrend. Bitcoin is primed to explode to the upside. Okay, now when is that going to happen? Again, I personally think we are going to continue to squeeze here until we get a final break here. Okay, Bitcoin does like to take its time to do its thing, but once it's done its thing, it no longer takes its time to go where it needs to go. This is what everyone needs to understand. If you want to get in, now is the time to get in on Bitcoin. This 9,000 range will not break, in my opinion. The chart is basically telling us that if we were to break, we would have broke, and the simple reason why we're not breaking is because of supply and demand, guys. Supply and demand is the most important thing people need to understand when it comes to money. Okay, when you severely decrease the supply and the demand stays the same, well, there's only one direction price is going to go, and that is up. Okay, and that's what has happened with Bitcoin. We've severely decreased the demand by 50%. I'm sorry, we've severely decreased the supply by 50%. Okay, and the demand has gone nowhere, stayed consistent. That means price needs to move up. Okay, this is not rocket science. We are now squeezing between our ultimate downtrend and our uptrend. Okay, the downtrend being in the gold, the uptrend being in the red. We are simply squeezing, and we will get a resolution on this by latest August 10th. Okay, that's just X marks the date right here, and the date is August 10th. So if we will continue to squeeze, we will break in that time period. Okay, or we could break sooner. We will not break later. It's just that simple. Once this comes to a conclusion here, Bitcoin will break out. Okay, so with that being said, as always, I appreciate your support. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.